One day you might just gonna see me, yeah. Next day I got disappear, yeah.
Yo, what's good, y'all boys, man? I'm back again with another video. Today, we reacting to how rappers' jewelries became hip-hop's biggest scammers. Interesting topic, you know what I'm saying? Because I'll be seeing these rappers' diamonds, them shits ain't shining for real. Jalen Hurts. Bro, look.
So that's what y'all want to see, huh?
That motherfucking shit dancing, no glaze though. Obviously, my shit be woo. Bro, my shit was blinding y'all niggas.
Ever since hip-hop moved from the parks and block parties to becoming a full-blown business, it's been a culture obsessed with showing off wealth. Most notably, those that sparkle in the light. After the thick gold chains of the 80s, diamonds became the most sought-after item in a rapper's inventory, becoming the iced-out measuring stick for who's really on top, and whose sales aren't equating to shopping sprees at high-end boutiques. Beyond that, it was weaponized as well, with rappers using it to stunt on their enemies and diminish the weight of their pockets on sight.
Nigga in the chat says stop flexing.
But that's nowhere near the problematic aspect of it. Because while it seems like those diamonds propel these artists above everyone else and vividly portray how far they've come, it can also be a trap too. And over the years, it's become such a commonplace that these rappers are getting dispossessed of their cash they've worked so hard for, without ever receiving the goods that they thought they were. Meanwhile, those who are selling them are making a killing. It's your boy Luesta, and this is why jewelry is the biggest scam in rap. How did something that's supposed to be a fashion item end up ruining careers and, in some cases, even cost someone their life? Over the years, the appetite for flexing your new high-end diamond watch.
That's Drake. I knew it. That big bro Drake had them diamonds.
Over the years, the appetite for flexing your new high-end diamond watch or chain has only grown in hip-hop. Even though there have been countless times where these so-called top jewelers have been caught scamming rappers, they're still cashing in, chain after chain. Despite the fact that this should cause a reluctance to get burned by them, rappers are still dropping crazy amounts of money on pieces that they pretty much have to take the jeweler's word on when it comes to quality. All the while, wearing fake goods is still a serious enough accusation that even legends of the game who've got nothing to prove can get real bent out of shape over it. Just look at the venom with which Busta Rhymes responded when a fan questioned the validity of his chain on IG, saying that, "It's such a shame that low self-esteem people like you don't believe that beautiful and very precious gems like these can be truly acquired. Maybe it's not part of your ancestral history. Please let me inspire you, or stay the f out of my comments with your low ambition bubblegum ass." When you're part of the culture or trying to break into it, it's only natural to be influenced by its standards. The problem is that a lot of these artists aren't getting what they're really paying for, whether it's respect, real quality, or just getting finessed by someone who knows they've got more money than common sense. When it comes to those who have been making a killing from hip-hop stars and capitalized on its obsession with jewels, the modern dynamic of men selling them essentially becoming celebrities in themselves begins with Jacob & Co. Among the most legendary jewelers of all, Jacob has been name-dropped in countless songs and even made a cameo appearance in Drake's music video for When to Say When and Chicago Freestyle. Prior to that, he was even featured as a playable character in the definitive hip-hop game Def Jam Fight for New York. With that kind of reputation, it's no surprise that rappers flock to buy his signature timepieces or have custom chains made at his New York boutique. And once hip-hop's leading lights decided his items were sought after, you can bet that the profits were insane.
Was there a single purchase where you're like, I can't believe I just spent that much money on that?
You know who got the most money that I wish I could get back? Jacob. Jacob the jeweler, man. I spent over almost $1 million with Jacob over the years.
Spent $1 million in jewelry?
Yeah, just for homies' chains, all the Black Wall Street chains, my chains, watches. Them Jacob watches, them shits was crazy though, man. Them shits was like, you needed them, man. And then he come out with different color waves every other fucking day, so it's like, damn, I need the green one to match my shorts.
Jacob, a man who actually served time for laundering money for BMF, the Black Mafia family, which is a notorious drug empire that started in Detroit in the 80s, is now known as the guy who set the blueprint for scamming artists with sky-high prices and low-quality jewelry.
So I decided to go look in the comment section, and someone is typing exactly what I was thinking. Jacob keeps finessing all these rappers. He is the real gangster.
It's not that funny, damn nigga.
He keeps on over these rappers, it's hilarious. And not just for like a couple of years, but since the 80s or 90s or something. Jesus Christ.
And while he's been accused of charging way too much, rappers like Benzino say the problem runs deeper, claiming that Jacob never showed any real loyalty to the very artists who are filling up his pockets.
Jacob act like he didn't know me. I probably gave Jacob $2 million. I bought the whole store staff real, not the shit that these just wearing fake jewelry like a 60%, 75% that you're seeing is wearing fake jewelry.
Shit.
Shout to the real
Not
jewelry.
me.
But Jacob the jeweler, Scott was sitting there talking. I came over to Scott's house. I'm up at the time. Yeah, after the source fell, I was up. After I got indicted and all that, I had to sell all my shit because I got indicted. But after that happened, you know what I'm saying, Scott Storch didn't act like Jacob he didn't know me. I spent almost $1.5 million with Jacob.
In Benzino's opinion, many of the pieces we're seeing today are reportedly fraudulent. And while he's not always right, there's plenty of evidence to suggest that on this occasion, the former editor of The Source and longtime enemy of Slim Shady was definitely onto something. As diamonds got bigger and more audacious, rappers began to lose sight of what they were really looking for. And they're so unaware, they end up flexing fake pieces only for it to backfire in the worst way.
Hold on, you're not getting on the stone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yo, when this vid came out, yo, everybody was clowning this nigga. I ain't give a fuck, cause I mean, shit, he dropped that one shit. Gotti, any day, gotti. Look at this nigga.
I'm getting on the stone, bro.
Nah, man, come on.
Where'd you get your jewelry from, dog?
Nah, bro, hold on.
The main issue comes down to things like CVD diamonds and moissanite. And while moissanite isn't even a synthetic diamond, it can still fool testers because of its
Hey, y'all hear that? Y'all see this? I know y'all can barely see it because the face can't probably, but hey, y'all see it. Stop rocking moissanite. You know what I'm saying, bro? Diamonds on my body ain't no moissanite. We don't rock moissanite over here, bro. We get money over here, bro. So we rocking moissanite, click off the vid.
While moissanite isn't even a synthetic diamond, it can still fool testers because of its electroconductivity.
This is my jewelry warehouse in Yiwu City. No middleman, no commission. 20,000 carats starting at $1.
This is a natural diamond, and this is a lab-grown diamond produced in China. They look exactly the same, but the price difference is 30 times. Our customer is coming to China next week to visit factory. He heard online that lab-grown diamonds in China are very cheap, and he wants us to help find a store. He will buy such a large diamond as a gift for his wife. All of China's lab-grown diamonds come from one city, Zhecheng in Henan. They've been researching lab-grown diamonds there for over 10 years. Lab-grown diamonds have the same chemical and physical properties as natural diamonds, and even come with GIA certificates. So,
Damn, nigga. See, niggas hear that and it's like, oh, but it's real though. So there's probably some rappers who go to China to get some diamonds.
the only real difference between natural and the lab-grown diamonds is whether you want to tell your wife how much you paid.
As for CVD diamonds, short for chemical vapor deposition, they're lab-made, which means that flashy price that rappers drop supercar money on loses value really fast. And according to Jimmy Boy, a Vietnamese-American celebrity jeweler out of Houston, known in the game as the Streets Jeweler, the problem runs even deeper than most people think.
So the reason why the moissanite, and I'm gonna be real with you, 90% of the people that say they got moissanite, it's not even moissanite, bro. It's cubic zirconia, but a better quality of cubic zirconia. You know, just like replica stuff you buy, there's different grades of it. So with the cubic zirconia, there's different grades. So moissanite actually is like the first lab created, they used to call it man-made diamond because it was half made by man and half actually made, you know, in the earth, like in the ground.
Most people might assume that it's just a few rappers getting scammed by shady jewelers,
it's a lot.
but in his eyes, it's a full-blown epidemic.
What's the percentage of how many rappers are wearing real shit to fake shit?
I can guarantee you, if not 95% or 100% of all the celebrities or rapper has one fake, like has one piece that ain't real. I'll put it that way.
Well, obviously they got
100%.
one piece that's ain't real.
95 to 100%.
This isn't just from a jeweler's perspective either. These days, several rappers have claimed that these businesses are basically exploiting ignorance. Bandman Kevo, who prides himself on rocking high-grade VVS diamonds, says that a lot of rappers are blowing big money on moissanite, not realizing they're getting duped, because most of them don't even know what they're looking at.
A lot of these what you see that's got jewelry, it be Mossonites. What you gotta do is, like, when you see rappers with jewelry, like a whole lot of jewelry, you gotta look at the quality, the clarity. You gotta know, first of all, if you see a rapper with jewelry, right, they have to tag their jewelers. If you're a rapper and you got jewelry, watches, I don't care what it is, you have to tag your jeweler. Because most likely the watch might not be A1, the bracelet, the chains, all that might not be A1. It might be Mossonites. Now, what people is doing with the Mossonites is diamonds that can pass it. So if you ever see a rapper putting a diamond tester up to their shit a lot, it's fake probably, because what are you doing that for? I ain't gonna put no diamond tester up to my shit. You know it's busting. You better go ask fam. And I got my appraisals and all that shit. So it gotta make sense, like, to the point where, like a Mossonites and CBD diamonds.
The end result of this shady game is that jewelers start targeting people with money to burn and no real knowledge of what they're actually buying. And one of the biggest alleged victims has to be none other than Soulja Boy, who a fake watch dealer named Rashid the Jeweler once claimed was one of his regulars.
I've had a couple customers that I really don't want to name for because it can mess with my bread.
So you telling me that this knockoff right here is $1 million business?
Yeah, a little bit more than that. I mean, I will say this. It's already out in the open. My biggest customer last year was Soulja Boy. He bought the presidential with the black face, with the white face. He got the Yacht Master encrusted. I got the bust down.
Over the course of his career, Soulja,
you see, y'all niggas not getting real money. Soulja Boy don't get real money. Soulja Boy broke now.
with his elaborate collection often coming under scrutiny.
That shit making a lot of noise, man. That shit hollow as fuck.
Yo, you just never had a lot of chains on top of each other. Any rapper in the game that wear their chains on top of each other, they gonna do like that. I'm sorry, it don't matter who it is. From
That
Migos,
sound real to you, Envy?
They gonna do that. Anybody chains gonna do that.
They had you on that fake watchbusters.com.
Yeah, plenty of times, but right now this is real though.
Others who've either gotten scammed or tried to fake the lifestyle by buying cheap jewelry include CMG's Big Boogie, whose numbers just didn't add up once people started doing the math.
How much?
100
grand? Wow.
I think I know him. I used to know some songs by him.
One? How much is this drip?
220,000. It's just the Tron by itself.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's 100 by itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what about the rings? We see you. What about the rings?
This like CMG ring like 80,000 by itself.
Okay.
My big dude ring 70,000.
Okay.
My pinky ring right here 15,000.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is you gotta sponsor me.
Right.
Come on. Right. That's what you're doing. Okay.
Immediately, people were not buying it. And once he made the mistake of showing off his jewelry box, it was game over. When it came to light, it wasn't CVD, but cubic zirconias in his chain.
Cubic zirconia.
Well, now he on the internet.
Wait, hold on. Close visual likeness of diamond. So if you back up a little bit, that motherfucker look like 6ix9ine chain, man.
On his jewelry, and all the fans zoomed in on the tag because he had some tags on the jewelry. Mud just came in from China. He left it on there, and it say CZ on the goddamn tag, meaning cubic zirconia. Check this out.
This is a treasure chest. You know the stuff that you going to look for years and now find.
Nigga, how'd he not take off the tag?
Goddamn CZ. These CZs you got ain't even lab made or handmade. These ain't even Mossonite. These are the stones that the women go to the nail place and tell the Chinese people, put these goddamn CZ on my goddamn nail.
On the nails, nigga.
While nothing's wrong with buying fake jewelry in order to prioritize more sensible financial planning, the problem comes when you attempt to portray an image that doesn't match up to your reality. Because if there's something hip-hop hates, it's inauthenticity, whether that's stones or otherwise. Now, there's every possibility this was an honest mistake too, with Big Boogie sadly being sold down alive when he didn't know what he was looking at. And here, we have the stance of someone like Lil Durk, who claimed that in 2022, that the mockery is misplaced when they're being willfully duped by con men. Don't blame the rapper or athletes no more. Blame the jewelers for selling them that bogus shit. Where Jacob the Jeweler set the precedent for these high-end stores to harness the hip-hop market, he's far from the only one who's done so. And much like the chains and watches themselves, accusations that they're scamming are also hardwired into the culture. Among those who found themselves embedded into the rap world is Texas's Johnny Dang, immortalized in tracks like that Mexican OT's Ode to His Name, and with all the photos of him posted up next to top MCs. He's rubbed shoulders with with so many big names that he's basically a celebrity himself at this point. But there are several controversies surrounding his business that have cast a shadow. For starters, there have been many claims that he prioritized high-profile clients even after you paid for his services. Because of that, up-and-coming rappers like Money Gang Slugga, who have poured their savings into trying to get that look, ended up getting pushed to the back of the line.
We had ordered this piece from Johnny Dang, and I don't know what was going on. This was like the time the baby and them was going crazy, going to get shit from him. So I don't know if he was focused on doing rapper shit only, like big time celebrities. But it took
ain't nothing wrong with that, nigga. Get your clout up.
90 days to get these pieces done. So in the midst of me waiting, I'm like, man, I done spent $10,000 already. I ain't even got no chain. I've been waiting. That's when I went and got this.
This is a symptom of Johnny's
success. Is it fake though?
Johnny Dang's at the point where 10K is nothing for him to rush to, when he's got Migos and Lil Baby spending 100K and up. But that's not the only problem that's plagued him, as while his status as one of the elite should mean that he only uses the best of the best, a former employee accused him of using CVD diamonds as opposed to the coveted VVS in many of the pieces he sculpted for rappers.
That boy be putting that CVD shit in y'all shit. And I've had several clients who come in and they'll be like, bro, why my shit get tested CVD? Well, I don't fucking know shit. Y'all gotta ask Johnny, bro. That's Johnny's production.
Yeah. Aside from that, the Vietnam-born jeweler is one of the many men who are accused of making bank from the black community without having any concern for its welfare or any community outreach.
Man, when I look at Johnny Dang, he's the biggest culture vulture in hip-hop right now. The jewelry these is paying, they getting overpriced and if you think an Asian boy go give you a boy deal, you crazy. Come on, if y'all think the Asian ain't f***ing over us, homie. If y'all think that Asian ain't f***ing them. So what I'm saying is, out of all the money that the black rappers spent with, what was the first boy name? Jacob the Jeweler, out of New York. Man, out of all the black, y'all mean all the money you done had, y'all done spent billions of dollars with these jewelers. According to y'all, $100,000, I got y'all done spent billions with these. Y'all couldn't find no nigga. We ain't never seen Johnny Dang put nobody on.
That's true.
Never. We ain't never seen Johnny Dang take what he get from our hip hop culture.
Alongside scandals like this, we have other individuals whose problems stem from claims that their jewels are simply not what they're claiming that they are. Here, we have someone like Elliot Eliante, a high-end merchant who had an illustrious run of making chains and special items for some of the biggest stars in the game. But not everyone thinks he's on the level. Back in 2020, Houston's eternally icy Sauce Walka claimed that Eliante is known for passing off CVD lab-grown diamonds as the real thing.
Oh no, you did not.
Well, maybe he gave them CVD diamonds to you, my nigga. Them high status niggas, they probably actually getting it checked and shit. But I mean, that's a maybe, no glaze.
Oh no, you did not jump in my diamond business. Eliante, you high BB diamond scamming artist. That's why Travis New York, Trav New York, and Trax New York, and the rest of them jewelers be on your carbon vaccinated CVD diamond selling ass. First of all, see, I take off with Quavo and the Mika. I got a relationship with them. They're like my brother. Like, you been on my DM, on my dick, shit, in my jewelry style for 4 years, and I say, don't you play these games. That is not no wallet chain that you made for Wild Red Takeoff. Boy, there's a infinity link chain wrapped around somebody's belt loop. We wanna know why Uzi don't f you, want to know Baby don't f you, all these rappers that got jewelry made for you, they didn't buy it because your diamonds is fake. As soon as they go to another jeweler, they put it in that machine, that x-ray machine, they show you these are CVD diamonds.
And while he's never responded, it's notable that even after Sauce's rant went viral, he never sued him for slandering his business like that. This is where Gabriel Jacobs and Raffaello & Co. had a major problem after one of his biggest clients stepped out in something flagrantly fake. A few years back, Lil Baby was sitting at the Met Gala with a watch that he described as not the regular, specifically a Patek Philippe Nautilus 4th anniversary. If it was real, this would be a very sought-after timepiece, but soon, the infamous fake watchbuster revealed it was anything but, featuring an array of errors. For one, it was the wrong shape and size of hands, and it also had a different date on its font. Lil Baby found out quick and was not having it.
Y'all niggas broke.
Never hand him a fake. especially when real money is involved. Trying to clean things up, Raffaello & Co. issued a full apology. They said they didn't properly inspect the piece before selling it.
They just
took
lied
full
to that nigga
responsibility,
face, bro.
refunded him, and even threw him some free rings to make up for the embarrassment. But by then, the damage was already done. It was a loud reminder that even at the highest levels, artists are getting sold fakes. And the only reason it came to light was because Lil Baby posted it. If he hadn't, he might have walked around rocking a $40 knockoff, thinking it was worth $500,000. As it should have been, this was a learning experience for the My Turn rapper. With Baby,
hey, Young Thug don't rock fake shit though. That's my goat, bro.
now taking every precaution to
the
ensure
fuck?
authenticity.
Alright, you had bought some jewelry a while back, right? You found out it wasn't authentic. Right. How do you feel confident now going in and buying jewelry, man?
I ain't gonna lie, since that altercation, I haven't bought no watch from no jeweler.
And shockingly, it wasn't necessarily the isolated incident that they masqueraded it as. According to DJ Vlad, he had the same situation with Gabriel & Co.
I actually had a bad experience with the same company. And I have people that were involved in this.
Nobody give a fuck.
That could vouch for this particular situation.
DJ Vlad getting sold fake jewelry, nigga, good.
I had actually traded in a rose gold Hublot King Power
Another 10.
watch.
Beautiful watch, sounds like it.
Right.
Rose gold.
Rose gold, you know. So we did a deal where I gave him that watch and he gave me a Rolex Presidential 2 in yellow gold. When I went to go get it appraised and looked at, you know, for my insurance and so forth, we come to find out that one of the links on the back of it was rose gold instead of yellow gold. And then we come to find out that the actual, you know, glass on the watch wasn't even Rolex glass. These watches have these guys sold to people that didn't catch it, like me or Lil Baby. Lil Baby wouldn't have caught it if he didn't Instagram it. He'd be sitting there with his $40 watch thinking it's worth $500,000.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
And while things like this occurring is naturally a deep cause for alarm, it's not as bad as some of the unsavory business tactics that some places have been accused of. A staple of the rise of ATL hip-hop, Icebox has been a favorite of individuals such as Lil Baby, T-Pain, 21 Savage, Lil Yachty, Migos, Meek Mill, and others. In the process, this family business has become obscenely lucrative. But controversy. Prior to his stint in prison, Icebox sued Young Thug after claiming that the rapper was yet to pay off a $115,000 debt. But Thugger didn't stay quiet. He clapped back hard, saying the lawsuit was bogus and claiming Icebox actually tried to extort him. According to his legal team, the store kept offering him expensive jewelry without asking him for payment up front, making it seem like they were cool with flexible terms. But later, they suddenly hit him with strict payment demands and deadlines.
They tried
the whole vibe and sparking the lawsuit. When you're acting like that, it makes it seem like this apparently loving relationship that these jewelers have with hip-hop's biggest stars and its culture is built on a bedrock of lies. And when you delve into one of the things that they enabled the culture to popularize, that becomes even clearer. He's bust down 1,000,000 times. But in case you're not familiar with what it actually entails, let me break it down for you. Basically, it's a luxury timepiece which has been taken apart, drilled, and filled with diamonds. And it's become such a staple in hip-hop to the point it was enlisted as part of a beef between Jay and Mace way back in the day. And from the outset, they've always been controversial, with Jay spitting, "Those ain't Rolex diamonds. What the f you done to that?"
Jacob did a watch for Big where it had diamonds in the middle. And I told Jacob, I was like, yo, Jacob, I want to do diamonds on the whole watch. Once I got the Rolex, and I was like, yo, this is crazy. Now, when he said those are Rolex diamonds, it was still real diamonds, it just wasn't factory, like everybody wear today.
But as much as they're a staple of the culture, there are plenty of reasons why investing in one is a terrible idea for an artist. In one of the numerous videos on the subject, watch expert Nico Leonard revealed how the alterations these company makes diminish value. He broke alterations actually kill the value of the watch, using Trax NYC's Patek's, the one they sold to Cardi, as the perfect example.
That watch is a Patek Philippe 5711 that you've f***ed. This watch is worth an absolute maximum of $60,000. The diamonds on this watch have been added by a jeweler. These were diamonds that weren't good enough to fit into jewelry. This is not factory set. If it was factory set, this watch would have been worth at least $1 million. Cardi B, if you want to be a baller, buy factory.
Despite the increased awareness of its issues, rappers still remain infatuated with icing out their watches. And it's the quickest come up there is in the eyes of Kevo, with jewelers exploiting ignorance to cover their own overheads.
The jewelry game is finessed out all the way. Even with a lot of the times you see a lot of jewelry, the jewelers are finding out how to make aftermarket watches and putting a lot of diamonds in them and stuff like that to be able to make more profit. You gotta realize they gotta pay them high ass bills in them jewelry stores that they stay at. And they gotta pay their rent and their car notes and all the rest of that stuff. So they trying to finesse you as much as they can. That's why I told myself, like, man, with the designer and, you know what I mean, with jewelry and all that.
Meanwhile, the difficulty in authenticating what comes from outside the factory led to Akon accidentally finessing French Montana.
He had to give me a U-blow, so it wasn't iced out. And you know, like, I like shit with diamonds on it, so I just took it to my jeweler. I was like, yo, can
you
you
deserve
switch
to get
this for me?
scammed, bro.
Akon
Nobody
gave me
listen
my
to this
birthday.
nigga,
He looked at me, he was like, what you mean? Akon did not give you this, my guy. I think you trying to get me. My jeweler looking at me like, you trying to get me? I'm like, nah, I swear to God. So I'm like, yo, is either my jeweler playing with me or Akon made a mistake.
These jewelers are such thieves. I hope the rap industry stops around and educates these MCs about jewelry and how badly they've been ripped off. Meanwhile, others feel too many rappers simply don't care about the true value of what they're buying, so long as it provides clout. But while this is short-sighted in itself, what rappers have to come to terms with is that sporting jewelry the way rappers are today is a scam in a different sense. Because unfortunately, flexing that hard essentially puts a self-imposed target on their back.
You grow out of that shit and you place value in other things at certain points. You know, it's cool to have that mind frame as well, or it's cool to think that whatever little joint you got is cool too. Like, you don't have to have the biggest, craziest situation going on. And with all of these murders and shit like that going on, it's inviting energy that you don't really need from people who look at you and they're like, they get excited when they see that type of shit. And me, I'm the type of person where I think about my safety first. So if I could walk into a room and not excite those people who are gonna feel like that when they see those things, then I'll do you the favor, because I don't want anything to happen to you. I don't want anything to happen to me. So I'm gonna just calm the whole situation
and people
down for
around
all
you
of us.
too, man. Safety with whoever's
I'm
around you.
gonna give us, you know, something not to look at.
Over time, the viewpoint of people like
That's
Wiz
true.
Khalifa is beginning to become more commonplace after a spate of rappers losing their lives over their jewels. After PNB Rock was tragically gunned down for his chain, 50 Cent reflected on the danger of being in the wrong place at the wrong time while wearing something of value. As a result, he advises younger artists to heed the warning that such a terrible story provided.
It's the same thing with PNB. He's that he don't know exactly where he at. Big, it's not okay that to be in that there with. A lot of times you watch the young boys because they'll go, don't wear your jewelry, and they'll go, nah, I wear mine everywhere I go. Like there's not another version of them. Like there's not another guy that's just not special. He's exactly like you. He just don't have a song. When you feel like you're gonna get busy if you touch it, he feeling like I'm gonna get busy to get it. It's the same energy, bro. Like, and you go and it's when you run into yourself, you would have to ask them, big, when you see them have that. Nah, ain't nobody gonna do nothing to me. But what about when you was doing that? You know what I'm saying? Like when you was out and you was the other guy.
That's true.
Hungry, so you gonna take it.
You definitely gotta remember that.
Yeah, you're gonna run. You'll run into that, especially if you go everywhere with it. You know what I'm saying? And there's not a place that I think you got to be conscious of it. When you go back into environments, you be having some of them. They walk around and they are the biggest lick because they got the value of the stuff that they got around them is actually.
That's true, bro. But there's one time last year, during the summer, I was working at Dorney Park, and Neon and 41 came to Dorney Park, and Neon had his chain on, so you know I had to snatch that shit. So I went ahead and but his security done got me, so I gave it back because I had a pole on me, but I wasn't trying to get fired because shit, I had to stay low, so I gave the chain back. But I did indeed snatch the nigga shit when he came over here. So tell niggas don't come to the A, bro.
That's $800,000 worth of jewelry you got on your neck. You're gonna have to come up off that.
Likewise, 50 Cent's G-Unit Lieutenant Tony Yayo reflected on the death of Pop Smoke in a robbery gone wrong, pointing out that the thieves didn't even have the resources to sell what they took a life for.
We in a world right now where you go on Instagram and everybody's showing money and all that. Think about the money. There's a that want to take it.
Yeah. Pop Smoke.
Right? Yeah, rest in peace to Pop. And them sold his watch for what, $3,000? That watch was probably worth 60 grand. So them little didn't even, it was some dumb shit.
Yeah.
Dumb shit.
Like y'all didn't even know the value of the watch.
Stories like this are obviously horrifying, pointing to issues not only in hip-hop, but the world at large. However, with such a prevalence of scams, what's even sadder is that people are potentially dying or killing over things that aren't even the value they're believed to be. This isn't just a theory either. Famed bodyguard Big Homie CC said that he's been contacted plenty of times to retrieve chains and watches that turned out to be fraudulent, leading to those who are snatching them actively returning them without any incident once they realize they're counterfeit.
Rappers have paid me and the guys 3 times to get back fake jewelry, man. You feel me? Like, I don't really know how that worked, but we done got back some watches and some chains before, but we was able to get it back without conflict because it ended up being fake. So they didn't want the bad publicity, so we was able to get it back, but it was all fake. Sometimes they paid us more than what the jewelry was worth that we got back, just so they didn't get the bad publicity.
Considering the hazards to both your life and reputation, jewelry is now a treacherous thing in hip-hop. And now, some rappers are waking up, including some of those who are intent on spending all their cash on these glittering creations from high-end jewelers, such as Lil Yachty.
Technically, it's rocks. It's like from the ground, it's a rock. Mineral. I don't buy jewelry no more. I'm a different person from last time y'all seen me. Kind of just growing out of it, man. Like, you know, like, I don't know. It's cool. It's always amazing. I love it, and I still own all my jewelry, but it's just not like, I don't really care anymore. Like, it's this materialistic stuff I'm starting to drift away from. Jewelry is a feeling for me. Like, when I put this shit on, I feel a certain way. Like, I feel like I have 2 personalities, right? 2 lives. You know, I have my personal life, and then I have this rap life. And I'm not a rapper right now. You know? I'm Miles.
Back at the outside.
He say that until Drake put on some more jewelry, then he gonna want to put on some jewelry. Lil Yachty the biggest Drake dick rider, but I get it though, it's Drake for me.
Of his career, flashiness was once at the forefront of his image, even spitting verses like this in 2019, which saluted his addiction. It's Lil Bo speaking, all my diamonds real, you feel me? All my watches cost over 50, bitch. And stop telling me stop buying jewelry, cause I'ma keep buying jewelry. Every time you say stop buying jewelry, I'ma go buy more jewelry. Yeah, I seen your house, that's a nice house. But look at my watch, look at this new ring I just bought. Oh, you just married your girl? I married myself. Now, he sees it as a mistake, rather than the vital purchase he once believed it to be.
It's so important for me to tell people like that it's not important to buy jewelry. I spent $4 million on jewelry. I got into a lawsuit with a jeweler. It cost me and my mom. We went and pulled all our statements for any diamond we have ever bought since 2016. It totaled up to $4 million. And then I realized I don't wear any of it. This just got cleaned. That's why I got this on. But I don't wear jewelry. The value of it depreciates. It's like, it's way worse than a car. Unless you buying solid stones, GIA certified, which you're not. You pay for quality, and people don't pay for quality. They like to pay cheaper.
Then you have people like Quavo, who have learned that the iced out piece doesn't carry the value nor prestige of a classic factory watch. So while he's still dropping bags on it, he can at least rest easy knowing he's not getting finessed.
These are my houses, AKA my watches. I feel like they're real estate and I got to have them with me. And I can't go nowhere without a few plain Janes on me. They kind of like real estate. These are like little mini houses that just go up in value. I don't buy bust downs no more because it don't make any sense. It's kind of like taking a Lambo and just taking the roof off of it and just depreciating your car.
Basically.
So I got a good relationship with the people that's, you know what I'm saying, that sell these watches, which is AP. Shout out to AP, shout out to Greg over there at AP. And I just go in there and just get them out the store just like I'm buying shoes. A lot of people can't do that.
Then there's a new class of rappers who feel all too aware that jewelry isn't.
With any actual like accountant or person that like is an expert in finances, they're gonna tell you, okay, how much money you really have to buy a $100,000 Cuban to like really be able to like actually afford it in a knowledgeable and smart way. They're gonna be like, you need to have like 30 million. We don't have a 401k. We don't have no retirement plan.
Instead, these days, some rappers want more of a return on their investments, including those like Lil Baby, who you now know have been burned before.
What excites you more now outside of the jewelry and the cars? Like investing to make it back.
That shit turn on. You can put 100,000 and make 2 million. You know, you can put 2 million and make 40 million. I'm fascinated with that. I'm a gambler anyway. I lose my 2 million to make 40. Try that. I'd rather, if I go buy a chain with 250, I'd try my 250 somewhere else right quick. I'll be back to buy the chain.
So I know back probably like last year around this time, there was some talk saying that you had actually purchased the West End Mall. Is there any truth to that?
I learned that people raise money to do everything, man. When they let you in, they let you in. Sometimes be private. That was one of them private things they let me in on. So I ain't just like buy the mall myself, but I put money into it. Yeah.
Okay.
So you're an owner of the West End Mall? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I ain't just like
the fuck.
did my shit.
It's like that nigga owned the mall.
Yeah.
These days, rap is a more volatile industry than ever, with careers that were once prosperous going down the tubes at a moment's notice. And when it goes wrong, you might end up like Tekashi 6ix9ine, with the IRS hawking your chains and grills at auctions to pay your debts. So before you make that crazy purchase, maybe reflect on the fact that not only is it hard to determine what's real or fake, it's never going to be worth what you paid for something custom. It's your boy Luis, and I'm out. Peace. Ever since hip-hop...
Hey, WVid Luista. Hey, bro. Your favorite rapper got fake chains. My favorite rapper, nah. You know what I'm saying? My GOAT, Young Thug, don't wear fake shit. My GOAT, Drake, don't wear fake shit. My GOAT, Kanye, probably do, but he's old, so it don't matter.